Welcome to AI and copyright protection training. Is your book, brand, and business protected? Is your book brand? Can y'all see my mouse? Can everybody see my mouse? Huh? You see my mouse? What color is it? Y'all see my mouse? You don't see my mouse? Oh, well, maybe Zoom is not letting you see my mouse. I learned how to do something with my mouse today, and it's like yellow and red, and it's real creative. I just kind of learned this stuff. How many of y'all addicted to learning? Anybody here addicted to learning? You just love learning? Okay, all right. I'm with my people here. All right, so we're talking about AI and copyright law. Is your book, brand, business protected? Okay, and my son insisted. He said, "Dad," he said, "you know how you just kind of like go at it, right?" He said, "I want you to practice. I want you to practice. I need you to do some practicing before you do this tonight." Well, folks, can I tell you? I hand wrote out my presentation. I got all my disclaimers. I got my outline right here. I set out at the part. I got my outline, and I have all my talking points. And if you're not loaded, I'm gonna even take y'all to law school days, man. I got some law school stuff here. And when you leave here today, you're gonna be like, whoa. Okay, so let's get started. Anybody know anything about lawyers? They always start with a disclaimer, right? Okay, so this is educational information, and it's business coaching and education. Coach Caroline, good to see you all the way from Taiwan. What is it? 8 o'clock in the morning over there? 8 o'clock in the morning. All right, good to see you. Good to see you, ma'am. This will be applicable all the way there. Okay. This is education information, business coaching, and it's going to serve and support you in that way. Okay. If any questions come up that I don't know the answers to, I will promise you I will not sit here and try to act like I know the answer and give you some bad information. No, I will not do that. I will go and do some research and talk to some lawyers that I'm connected with that's in this field, and I will get that information to you. Okay. If you registered for VIP, you'll get to ask me questions at the end of the presentation, and all of you are welcome to stay and hear the questions that are being asked, but I'll be answering the questions to the people that did the VIP. I want to ask you all to forgive me for the double registration, okay? Loretta and I, but I say forgive me, but I'm always coaching, okay? I'm always coaching. Perfection, nothing will prevent you from getting paid faster than perfection, okay? Let me say that again. Nothing will prevent you from getting paid faster than perfection, trying to be perfect. So Loretta and I sat down, and Loretta actually helped me put up the link for this Facebook ad. And we had never run a Facebook ad before. And so we created, I said, Loretta, you gonna help me? She said, okay. And she actually held me accountable, and she like said, it's working, do it, do this, do that. And she's gotten all excited that I actually did it, okay? And so we had a couple of steps there, but the next time I do this presentation, it will all be glitch-free, okay? Well, okay, it's gonna be better. You won't have that glitch, okay? So is your book, brand, and business protected? AI and copyright law. Okay, so I issued my disclaimers, VIP and basic, okay? And let's get started here. We'll go for an hour, and then I answer questions at a half hour, for a half hour, and then we'll deal with whatever else happens after that. Okay, let me give something else too. Okay, I know what it's like to be afraid of law. I know what it's like to be afraid of the IRS. I know what it's like to be afraid when things are changing and shifting. Okay, I just want to tell y'all, y'all don't have anything to fear. Okay, fear not. Okay, fear not. And if you're connected to me, I'm going to find the best information on the internet, and I'm going to be connected with the best lawyers in the country. I started a lawyers network when I was in law school called the Advocates of Christ. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but I started a network called the Advocates of Christ when I was in law school. Carnell and Lisa knows about it, okay? And so I've always stayed in connection with good Christ-based Christian lawyers who've kept me informed. And then, some people say good lawyers know the law. Well, great lawyers know the judge, okay? So I'm connected with quite a few judges too, and I'm not trying to, flex or anything like that. I'm just giving you information, okay? I'm just telling you it is what it is, okay? I was a judicial law clerk when I got out of law school. I clerked for Judge Bob Downing, okay? And so I've clerked with a clerked for a judge, and still connected with Judge Downing. Okay, all right, okay, let's get going. Y'all, this subject fires me up. Today I've been like, couldn't hardly eat, getting excited about this, okay? But Loretta told me to calm down, so I'm gonna calm down. Because if you go back on the internet and you look at my banners on Facebook, what have I been saying since Noah? Protect your IP. Protect your IP. I've been saying it for a long time, okay? And so let's talk about it. What is AI? Let's get started. So what I'm going to cover today is AI and copyright. That's one big bullet if you want to write that down. AI and copyright. Okay, that's one big bullet. The second thing I'm going to cover is building a business around your book. Second thing covered, building a business around your book. That's the second thing I'm going to cover. And then the third thing I'm going to cover is intellectual property protection, IP property protection for writers, okay? And then the last thing I'm going to cover is your personal brand and legal challenges, your personal brand and legal challenges, okay? And then I'm probably going to give you some bonus stuff and talk to you straight from my heart and tell you about some horrible mistakes that I've made even as a lawyer, okay? Even as a lawyer, I've made mistakes on the internet, and I've had those situations where I'm up all through the night wondering like, what in the world is going on? Is my stuff exposed? You know, I've had those thoughts, okay? I've been there. All right, so AI, what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence. AI is computerized processes and systems. AI is rules. AI is rules. AI is rules. And as my law school professor, Kerry DeBassinet, and I didn't know Professor DeBassinet was so far ahead of time. He'd been studying IP since 1991. He would say, if this, then that. If this, then that. That's basically IP. AI is algorithms. AI is man-made information. Okay. That's point number one, right? A computer-made information, not man-made, computer. All right, now let me calm down. Okay, when it comes to copyright law, Article 1, Section 8, write that down, and that's your rule of law, okay? Article 1, Section 8, okay? Now, I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Article 1, Section 8. Now, I want you to write this down. Write this down. In law school, they gave us a rule. It was called IRAC. Capital I, write this down, capital I, capital R, capital A, capital C. IRAC. I'm going to tell you what it stands for. Anytime you got to deal with a case, you always look at the case to find the issue, then you look for the rule of law, the issue, IRAC. You always IRAC a fact pattern. You give a fact pattern and we got to IRAC it, okay? Issue, what's the issue? What's the problem? What's the conflict? What's the rule of law? What's the rule of law? Okay, and then you look to the application. How does the law apply? What's the application right here with this fact pattern? And then you draw the conclusion. That's an IRAC. That's the rule we did everything in law school by IRAC. Okay, IRAC, issue, rule, application, law. Now, when it comes to AI and copyright protection, AI is computer generated information. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution provides for the protection of authors, writers, creators, and it provides protection of their, watch this, keyword, biggest word of the night, their original works, okay? The key to getting protection is, did the work originate with me? Did it come from me? Is it original? Okay, original. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 protects original works. When it comes to AI generated work, is not necessarily original. And that is going to be the big issue. The issue is this work my work, or is this work some computerized work? Okay, and so the courts are going to have to come in and say, is this enough over here to be original, or is it more computerized work? Okay, all right, that's the scale. Even when you look at KDP right now, it'll say how much of your work was touched by AI. A little bit, a lot, a whole lot. Okay, so it's a scaling balance. All right. So let's go back. AI and copyright law. So I want to give you steps to protect your book, brand, and business. Okay, but before I give you the steps to protect your book, brand, business, now I want to go a step further. Okay, are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Everybody good? Everybody good? Stay with me. Don't go to sleep. If I see you go to sleep, I'm gonna tell your neighbor, reach over there and give her. Okay, no, I'm just messing with you. All right, okay. Come on now, can I get a witness up in here? Up in here. Hey, listen, I want y'all to be smart out here on these internet streets. First off, write this down. What is a writing? And put it down just like that. What is a writing? Then I want you to write it like this. What is writing? Oh boy. Okay, I should have put this down as my first opening statement. The most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. And there's a whole bunch of folks out there, Pastor Phillips, who want to act like lawyers. Y'all, I paid my dues to go to law school. I flunked the bar exam 7 times. They wanted to make sure I understood the stuff. I took it 7 times before I passed. I passed it too. All right. And but the most expensive thing you pay is attention to the wrong people. What is a writing? A writing, according to Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8, okay, it's up in there. It's up in there right there, okay, of the United States Constitution. A writing is a thought or an idea that is placed in a fixed, tangible form. That's established law right there. A writing is an idea or a thought that has an original idea or thought. Put that word in there. Well, it can be non-original, okay? But it's an idea or thought placed in, here's the key word, placed in a fixed or tangible form. That constitutes a writing. Now, write this down under writing. Put your big circle under this. Writing is the action side of thinking. We have all these thoughts, we write them down. And when we write them down, that's the action of thinking. Otherwise, can you copyright a thought? And the answer is no. Why can't you copyright a thought? If you only just have a thought, it's just what? It's abstract. But when you put it in a fixed form, it's now concrete. Okay, so that is what a writing is. That's the legal definition of a writing. So when you sit and you write and you put things down that you have ideas on, and you say, okay, AI, I need you to organize these thoughts. Have you given your information to AI? Some would say yes, some would say no. Okay, all right. Okay, so you see, it's a scale thing, right? It's a balancing thing, right? But I'm going to tell you, and see me, I can be conservative. I can be kind of out there on the edge sometimes, okay? Because I'm definitely a risk taker, because I will jump. But if you write your original thoughts and organize your material and then ask AI to proofread it, it all depends on the prompt, right? It's probably still going to be your information, because all AI is going to do is organize what you just gave it. Now, if you go into AI and say, write me a paper that's 5,000 words and give me all the steps to it and give me all this, and you tell it to do that, and it gives you all this stuff back that you pulled from it, then chances are that's going to be common. Okay?
This is Larry.
All right. Larry.
Hi.
All right. Okay. Let's mute Larry out. Okay. All right. So what is a writing? Okay. Now, my next question. Okay. Writing is putting your thoughts in a fixed, tangible form. Keyword fixed. Next question. What is a book? Oh, my Lord. I wish people understood this one, because I see people on the internet. Okay. It'd be exciting. What is a book? We like, is an ebook a book? And they come in, they're saying this stuff like, well, an ebook ain't a real book. Or this journal ain't a real book. Well, what is a real book? What is a book? Folks, a book can be a cover with a back. It don't have to be no cover with no back. I'm not going to go that far with you. A book can be all lines. A book can be all images. Had this conversation on the way home talking with Loretta today. And me and Loretta, we have lots of conversations about this. Write this down. Bestseller does not mean best written. And it would be good for you to get a best dictionary and discover that. Okay? And quit running around here talking about bestseller. Because bestseller is an identity. And it's subjective. Okay? And by the way, you can write this down. Nothing has meaning until you give it a definition. That's worth the class right there. Stop giving stuff definitions and walk in your dominion and give it the definition you want it to have. All right, now I got what is a book. Okay, now my third point under this steps to protect your book brand and business is first to understand what it is. What is IP? What is IP? Give you a good definition. Here we go. Intellectual property is property of the mind and not property of the hands. Property of the mind, not property of the hands. Intellectual property is your thoughts put in a fixed, tangible, concrete form. And that can be in a writing, that can be in a photo, that could be in a video, that can be in any type form that's going to make your thoughts clear and concrete. All right. Now, that's, okay. And copyright law protects original works. Okay. Original works. All right. Now, let's go a little further. Okay. Building a business around your book. Okay. All right. The key, before I leave AI and copyright law, the key, folks, is be as original as you can. In all that you're doing, be original. Just be original. Be you. That's why people out here say, like, a personal brand. I'm building a personal brand. Be you. Be you. All right. Now, point number two, section number 2, building a business around your book. Strategies to turn your book into a successful business. All right. The key to turning your book into a successful business is I encourage people for years to do this. Tell your original story is the shortcut to starting a business with your book. Just tell your original story. And I used to say, tell me about the 12 darkest days of your life. I don't do that anymore. Take me a while. And plus, some people go into a deep, dark place when they think about the 12 darkest days of their life. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you, that's where your gold is. If you want to do that experience, that's where the gold is, in the darkest days of your life. Okay, now, how do you turn your book into a successful business? S, turn your story into a system. T, teach that system. O, make an offer based on that system. You are the solution to somebody's struggle. Come on. Be the miracle that somebody else is praying for, because you are. Okay? S, tell your story as a system. T, teach that system in a way that it transforms. Teach to transform. Okay? O, make an offer. R, get clear on the result that you get people. Okay? The result that you get people. Okay? What's that result? Okay? Now, when you get clear on that result that you get people, of course, then the why is tell your story in a way that will make them stand in line to hear more about you. You want them to yearn to say yes. Why? Yes. What the why is yes. Now, when you build your business around a system like this, guess what you can do with your story? The first thing you're going to be able to do with your story, you're going to be able to copyright it. That's exclusive. That's original. Nobody be able to mimic that. And then when you develop this framework with your story and you create a whatever mark or however you want to do it, and you build a business off after you copyright the story, then you can trademark the story. Okay? And now you have the exclusivity of your story, of your system, of your uniqueness right there. Okay? Now, second problem under building a business with your book, most authors or writers or creators don't see the big picture. They do not see the big picture. They don't see how all this come together. They think, oh, I want to write my book. Oh, and I want it to be, 97 cents or 99 cents or whatever, okay? They don't see how big a book really is. And as a result, it short circuits them, okay? And then after you tell your story and you get them to see the big picture, now you need to secure your stuff. So what are you going to do to secure your stuff after you have written it and you got your story out there? I want you to secure your stuff, okay? I like that. Secure your stuff, okay? There's a expression to say get your ducks in a row, okay? All right, COPY. All right, I want to give you a resource right here. Everybody in the training should go here and get your sandwich or something and say, welcome to U.S. Copyright Office, okay? And then what is copyright? And learn more. And you go right here and you study this process, study this site right here. This is where you go and register. This is what you want to do, register, okay? So when you click on registration, and the registration of a copyright is $65, okay? $65. You can do that without a lawyer. You can do that on your own. And should you register your stuff, you better believe you should. Register your works. You're going to come here and they got a portal, okay? And then you log into this portal, register your work, registration portal right here, okay? And then you log into the system, right? You go right here and they update the website every now and then. I think it's still, I haven't, okay, yep, it's still the same since last time I did something. You got a user ID and then you go in your password and it goes right down through there and it walks you right through registration. This right here, making this move right here is the high legal move that any writer can take to protect their, watch this, story, their courses, and their training programs that you create based on your story. You want to register it right here, okay? And when you register it, you got yourself some protection. Now, now, let me go a little bit further. I trust that you all are getting value. If you're getting value, put a V in the chat box down there, right there. Just put a little V right there. That's all I want you to do there. That's for my clubhouse days right there. That's a clubhouse move right there. Put a one in the chat box. Put a one in the chat box. I want to commend y'all on something else too. All of you guys on camera and on screen. I mean, that's just beautiful. I mean, you all are the bomb.com. I'm gonna have to take a picture of this screen so I can say, that's what they look like. Yeah, there it is right there. Put your teethers on now. Come on now. Put your teethers in. Okay. Larry, I didn't see you put your teethers up. I saw you now. All right, okay. All right, okay. All right. Okay, folks, let's go off script. I'm better off script. Y'all know that, don't you? I'm better off script. I can do script. Okay, so let me show y'all a boss move that I don't want any of y'all to make this mistake when you talk about copywriting. How many of y'all use Google Drive? Anybody? Raise your hand. Google Drive. In Google Drive, if you're working with a team or a group of people or VAs and assistants and all of this kind of stuff, if you want to really be sure that you are holding control of work that you're paying someone else to create on your behalf, always create the file yourself, and then you share it with the person that you're going to work with but because you are the owner of that file. But if that person that you're working and paying create that file and share it with you, who the owner of that file? That person is. Major move right there, okay? If you don't, when you hit troubled waters and all of a sudden the divorce done come and y'all ain't working together no more, and you're gonna be up at 4 o'clock in the morning like, where this file at? Where that file at? Oh, she was the owner. He was the owner. And now they done took it down and they gone to Tokyo somewhere. That right there, that's worth the price of admission right there. All righty. Okay. All right. We'll keep on going. Let's talk about intellectual property. What is intellectual property? Draw a line here, and I want to give you this right here. There are 4 major categories of IP. What are they? Copyright, COPYRIGHT, trademark, trade secrets, and patents. We're going to leave patents right on out there on the edge because most writers are not dealing with patents. Okay? So we don't have to deal with that. So don't be running talking about we need to patent that writing. You don't patent a writing. Okay? So don't be, you'll be sounding bad if you say that. Okay? Now, these 3 are the 3 you're interested in. Copyright, we copyright our ideas. We trademark our brand or our businesses. And our trade secrets are our systems or our processes. Well, can I tell you, yeah, it's pretty hard. You ain't a whole lot of trade secrets out there anymore. I mean, there are different ways to do things, and you might have your way of doing things, but trade secrets, I mean, there are ways that, everybody can, I guess, could have a secret, all right? But let's go back to copyright. Copyright is, your written stuff. Trademark is your mark in trade. It's the way you stand out in the world. That's your trademark, okay? I've seen a lot of people make the mistake of trademarking before they really they establish a company, before they really prove their product. They go saying, I'm gonna get a trademark. And a lot of people jump out and they get a trademark. They'll get a trademark, they'll pay $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever to get it trademarked. But trademarking really becomes protected when you first use it. Whoever is the first to use the mark in trade will be priority. They'll be kind of front of the line. It's not necessarily who's the first to register the mark. Okay. All right. But so people get that mixed up and they go jump and get a trademark prematurely. What you really want to be focused on, if you really want to protect your brand in the business as a creator, writers, authors, and entrepreneurs, is understanding copyright. And that's COPYRIGHT, not WRITE. You need the other one too. One will get you protected and the other one will get you paid. I never said that before, but that's good to be written and down. Copyright, WRIGHT, will get you protected. Copyright, WRITE, will get you paid. Can I get a witness, Larry? And you got to know copywriting. If you don't, you're going to be out here opening up emails and looking at things and say, ooh, copywriting is writing words that sell, words that move you. All right. Now let's go a little bit further here. Wow. I ain't done too many presentations where I just do all the talking. Normally I get some interaction and stuff, so we're going to have to figure this out here. Normally I'm getting feedback. Boy, I'm rolling here. I don't have that many notes. All right, I'll create some notes. Y'all know me. All right, personal branding and legal challenges. Oh, this is good right here. Okay, let's unpack this out. Personal branding. Why do you see so many people want to be an ologist? It makes them a category of 1. That's one thought. Another thing that you want to think about, and everybody don't have to be an ologist. I'm not suggesting that, you can carve out a niche however you choose, okay? But your story itself will make you a category of 1. Okay, here's something that you want to think about. When you're crafting your story and framing it so that it can be protected, You want to craft the story or your personal brand in a way that it's going to get your client a result. You want to be thinking about how you're going to do that from the very beginning. Okay. So what am I talking about? Okay. For example, if you were writing a book, the title of the book needs to point to what? The destination. Where are you taking me? One of my favorite books is by Cloud and Townsend. Well, I'll give you another one. Here's one. Remember this one? How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. Subject: How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? Okay, you know exactly what you're going to get right there. The first and still the best kind of book to lead to success, okay? And now there's I got more. All right, I won't start for more. All right, I'm gonna give you another great book. Are you ready? A great title: $1 Million Offers. Right? Many of you got that book, right? Well, the outcome of where that's going is very clear. The title of a book points to the destination. The subtitle of a book for a business is going to point to the journey or how you're going to get there. The title, destination, how to win friends and influence people. No, here's the book I want to tell you about. Safe People. Safe People. Cloud and Townsend. How to find friends that are good for you, how to find relationships that are good for you, and how to avoid those that are not. Is that clear? How to Safe People. This book is going to help you. Safe People. That's it right there. Safe People. Just 2 words. And then how to find relationships that are good for you and how to avoid those that are not. The how to is your what? That's your coaching program. The how to is your academy. The how to is your group coaching. The how to is your mastermind. The how to is your meetup. The how to is your conference. And when you look at it like that, those are the dominoes that will fall when you copyright, starting with your ebook or whatever kind of book you write first. Okay? Dr. Fred Jones Speak, Publish Me Now was an ebook that has never been put in a tangible book form. I never put that book in a physical form. It was an ebook that I was learning how to get started back in 2013 and 14, and I put it up on Amazon. I preached a sermon on a Wednesday night. I went on Fiverr and found a cover, and someone said, Fred, I was talking about publishing a book. And I remember Jade Simmons in a mastermind, she said, people want stuff fast. They want it fast. I said, okay, publish me now. Publish me now. Okay. And I stuck that on the cover of the book. And I knew I wanted to speak. Dr. Fred Jones Speak, publish me now. Boom. I have never somebody gave me a review on that book. Back then, I learned that Amazon had categories called short reads. And wasn't nobody posting nothing on the internet about a short read. And so I said, okay, it fits a short read. And Amazon also had a category called Kindle Singles. Okay, very short, where you just interview somebody, right? And they still might have that category out there. You just interview somebody, take the transcript. It's a book. Okay. And so I did this little short read book and put it up on Amazon and messed around. The thing became bestseller. And all of a sudden, I had the name of my university, Publish Me Now University. And I never changed it, left it there. And I've just progressed on to do what I'm doing now. And then Clubhouse came along, and then Bestseller Overnight, started doing that. And so now, and after I started making money with Bestseller Overnight, that's when I was able to trademark the thing. I trademarked that title, Bestseller Overnight. Okay? All right. And speaking of that, ain't no way I could have Larry here and not talk about Larry. Y'all see that guy right there? I was putting my business together, and we were in Spokane, Washington, somewhere. I don't forgot where we were. We were in a mastermind together. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was trying to put it all together. And this guy sat me down, and we sat down at a hotel in Spokane, Washington. He said, Fred, okay, let's just sit down. And he takes out these sticky notes. And he said, okay, tell me this. What's step 1? What's step 2? What's step 3? Larry, right there, Larry. and he put down, and then he laid out he got these spreadsheets. Now, Larry can geek out on some spreadsheets and charts. He's a project planner, okay? He can geek out. Larry had all these charts and things going. I'm like, Larry, Lord have mercy. But that day, when we sat down to work together, he laid out a blueprint for me that helped me see the big picture. He had spreadsheets about this product, that product. He was about 10 years ahead of me because I didn't understand all that when he did it. I'm understanding it a whole lot better now. Okay. Many authors and writers don't see the big picture. That's why when I start working with people, I'm like, value your time at this. And I sometimes, I get frustrated with people, they don't see it, and I be like frustrated, and I'm learning, trying not to be frustrated. Like somebody text me today, y'all. Listen to this. I said I wasn't gonna tell, but since I think I'm in a good mood, I'll tell it. Okay, so y'all know I messed up on the registration. I had a registration where you could sign up, and then after you register, I said, now you got to complete your registration. Well, heck, I was just trying to figure it out. I said, now it's $17 and then $97, right? So one person on my list, they said, let me see what this person say. Boy, I almost responded back. Oh, I was that close, like, boom, like delete. This person said, they said, I thought it was free. No, thank you. Something like that. I thought it was free. No, thank you, please. I was like, okay, lady, okay, all right, okay, ma'am. I'm sorry, So I want to commend y'all for, hanging in here with me, Okay, all right. So my point in talking about this brand and seeing this big picture, you know what happened to most creators when they write and publish books and start a brand? They give it away before they ever realize what it is. Shark Tank ain't just TV. That's reality. All right, now I'm off into something else now, All right, okay, y'all looking at me for me. All right, so when building a personal brand, what are the legal challenges? Here are the legal challenges. You just don't want to duplicate or copy somebody else. You want to follow processes, systems, and strategies that work, but you want to find your own voice in the middle of the duplication. Okay? That's a huge takeaway, huge thing right there. All right. All right. So be you. Okay. Number one. Number two, be ethical. Okay. Be ethical. All right. What's the number one fear of every business person? What's the number one fear? Type it in the chat box, somebody. Type it in the chat box. Let me see who got the answers. I want to call somebody out. The number one fear of every every business person. What's the number one fear of a business person? Number one fear of everybody in business. I read that in a textbook when I was teaching school, and I was like, "Whoa, what?" It didn't appear. It didn't. It just. I never really just thought about it. That's it right there. Getting sued. It's getting sued. That's the number one fear of people in business. Okay, getting sued. Okay, the key to not getting sued. Why do y'all think all of these creators out here, Grant Cardone, Ray Edwards, you name whoever it is, we're going to 10x it, 10x it. You know why they 10x it? Because they done gave you so much value until if you do go try to find somebody to come against them, they're going to ask to have you get checked out. Did you see that right there? Everybody see that? Are y'all with me? Y'all getting serious. Now, I ain't talking about sex. I ain't talking about money on that one. I'm just talking about the legal aspects of how. Huh?
Clarify that last statement you made. I didn't understand.
Which one? Tell me what that was.
After the reason, if we go ahead and do it and they 10x it, what is the backlash? That's what I'm missing.
Okay, all right, okay. There's the lady there. She's an accounting lady out of New York like that. Met her on Clubhouse. How many of y'all met on Clubhouse? Let me see. Raise your hand if I met you on Clubhouse. I'm going to buy me some stock in Clubhouse. Okay. Coach Stacy, okay. The reason why creators, course producers, content creators, coaches, consultants say they're going to 10x the value, it is a defense from being sued. It's kind of like, I gave you 10 times what you paid for. Now you have to be out of your mind to say, I did something legally wrong. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't. They can fugaboo or misproduce something. They can, okay? And some people do. Everybody don't always deliver what they promise, right? But if you are giving 10 times more, if you're giving greater value than what a person paid for, chances of litigation is going to be small. Okay? That's the point there. All right. All right. So, all right. What are the biggest challenges? Okay. What are the biggest challenges? The biggest challenge is people thinking that somebody is stealing their idea. Now, I'm a lawyer, but can I tell y'all something? And I know this is being recorded, but I'm going to say this out loud in this training session here today. Everybody is copying. Everybody on the internet is copying people's stuff. Ain't very much out there on the internet, and Miss Google or Mr. Google, whichever one you want to call her, original. Does that make it legal? Nothing's new under the sun. I agree totally with that one. Yes, indeed. That's Bible. That's the book. Okay. However, if you copyright your stuff and you get your certificate and it's Shakespeare, okay, I didn't know that one. Okay, Shakespeare, okay. Well, I guess God was before Shakespeare, though. Okay, all right. But if you copyright your system or your story, you have protection and you have priority. Even though, don't reinvent the wheel. That's correct. Even though it may not be original. Okay. Even though you have protection to your story, even though someone else may be copying it. The best defense for people copying your stuff, are y'all ready? Put this down, and I promise you, this is worth your money. The best defense for thinking somebody is copying your stuff is an abundance mentality. You didn't steal nothing from me. I gave it to you, and you told me to get the hell away from you because you got a thief mentality. So, okay, did you follow that? You follow me? When somebody feels like they can take something from you, that's just a sign that that they're not ready for you yet. Have an abundance mentality and keep going out here. Because if you get into that copying conversation, are they stealing my ideas? Are they stealing my stuff? You ain't thinking big enough. I saw a post that Caroline put up the other day. There are 8.5 billion people in the world. 3.5 billion or something got internet access. If a fraction of those people showed up and said, I want everything you got, Coach Carnell, it would crash your program. It would crash the internet. Do you see why you got to have that abundance mentality, Coach Irma? You got to keep going. You got to just keep going. Can I tell y'all, I'm a lawyer. I've had people copy my stuff on a regular basis. But I don't get out here whining about it. You know why? Because, I ain't original. I mean, I just learned Amazon system and start teaching it. And I go right on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, copy their stuff and put it right in a program and teach folks the same thing that's already on Amazon account. Okay, all right. Is that too much? Is that too real for y'all? Okay. Everybody ought to have some connection to a lawyer. That might sound self-serving. Let it sound however you want it to sound. But everybody need to have legal. If you're gonna be in business, you just need legal. All right. Okay. All right. Let me talk about best practices. I want to give you some best practices, okay? Best practice number one, try to make as much of your stuff as possible original. Best practice number two, if anybody on your team is creating or producing images, writings, or anything for you, ask them, where did they get it from? Number three, have an AI policy in place in your business. Was this, this company have some type of statement regarding AI, okay? Because you just need to be clear in order to be ethical. Number four, stay up on the trends and stay up on the law. Stay up on the law. Stay connected to some type of network that's keeping you current in the law. The most recent case, and I got this through a legal network that I'm a part of, the most recent case and the first AI case in the country that's been recorded was a lawyer who filed a brief before the court and cited a case, and the case came through AI. Well, his team, his paralegal or his junior lawyer or somebody in the office did the research and prepared the brief. Okay, this is recent. And so the judge saw it, and it gave him some pause, and the judge began to ask the lawyer questions and begin to probe a little bit into where's this case and where did this come from? And lo and behold, it was a case that came from AI, and it was not a real case. And all of a sudden, the lawyer was finding himself trying to explain. And of course, you know what happened, huh? It is. He said, "I didn't do it, but my associates did it, and they did that." Well, he can pass that on all day long. That's not going to hunt, right? Who's responsible? That lawyer was responsible. So he got sanctioned by the court for that citing of stuff that wasn't law. So when you're putting things out there, make sure that it's original. Okay. All right. Now. All right, and that is legal and that is correct. All right. All right. So I want to make sure I touched on all my points here that I have for you. All right. Okay. The last thought that I'll share before I take my questions from those of you who are going to be asking me questions. This is one of the most exciting times ever, I believe, for a writer. And my outlook on AI is very bright. Why? I look at AI as a tool just to help you create work faster. It'll give you a great first draft. It's just great for helping you with processes and systems. Just realize that whereas you may copyright something that you create through AI, but somebody else very well may duplicate that as well. So you won't have necessarily grounds for copyright infringement, but you just got a content that's been created that you can do what from? Teach from, coach from, and build your business based off of that. Okay? So I don't feel alarmed or afraid legally about AI. Just tell your original story, do your original thing, keep your content original as possible, and use AI to accommodate you in researching, and lean in because it's exciting and it's going to help you get there faster. All right. All righty. All right.
Dr. Fred,
Mhm.
you said intellectual property was videos and photos, and you mentioned one or two other things.
Anything that will allow you to put content in a fixed, tangible, or for permanent form.
Okay.
Writing, photo, audio, drafts, sketchings, any form of a writing, anything that will capture ideas and put it in a form. You can write on the back of a T-shirt,
Mhm.
and that can be considered a writing, and that's
Okay,
artificial intelligence.
thank you.
That's IP. That IP and AI, they going together there. They're running together.
Thank you.
All right. Those of you who signed up for Q&A, now's the time for me to answer your questions or share your comments or thoughts. All of you are looking bright and beautiful. Let me see, y'all got great value. Am I correct? Everybody feeling good about this? Does that mean they cannot sue you for teaching something that's the same thing as they developed with AI? Ooh, that's hairy right there. If they developed it with AI, it would have to be developed in a way that is significantly original to them. One. Number two, that would then make it possibly, and guys, I got to use that kind of language because the law is developing on this, right? Because it's developing, it's gray and that's going to be the next thing that the court is going to be litigating. Why is everybody talking about this one thing around AI? You know what that is? Prompts. Write it down. Prompts. AI prompts. If the prompt is original and strong enough that it pulls from AI something that's going to be original and personable for that individual or that company, then that could possibly be copyrightable. But that's going to be something that's going to be litigated in the courts coming up real soon, real soon. So chances are you never can say somebody won't sue you for something, right? Because people can kind of come up and sue for almost anything. But the chances of you getting sued by something that is produced through AI in and of itself right now, I don't see that as a high risk. I don't. Okay. What kind of prompts, please, in book writing? Okay. What kind of prompts in book writing? If I were going to use a prompt in a book writing, oh boy, that's a good question right there. Y'all got me on that. Here's the best prompt I heard of someone tell me about. Y'all ready? Y'all want a best prompt? Tell AI to take on the persona of. That's a great prompt. And so when I'm doing legal stuff and when I'm piddling around, and I'll say, take on the persona of a world-class copywriter. Take on the persona of a medical doctor and give me your thoughts. Okay. All right. All right. I'm looking in here for questions. Okay. All right. Anyone else? All right. Well, let's see. Oh, I see two new. It says two new. Okay. Have you had any experience with patents? Okay. No, I hadn't. You know, that's a different animal. That's a different animal. Okay. You know, patents, trademarks, patents over here. Yeah. Larry, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Fred?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So you were talking earlier when we went to the copyright website. I want to know what the difference is between doing that form. I think I know the answer, but I want to just confirm. What's the difference between going to that website and formally registering a copyright versus when I write something on a web page or a document, I always put copyright 2024 at the bottom of the page. What's the difference in strength behind those?
That's an excellent question. And the difference in the strength is legal. When you register and you hold a registration document, now you can go into the court and say, and ask for damages. You can file the lawsuit because you now have a registration certificate dated, time, and referenced. And then the amount of damages you can get are greater. Okay. and the burden of proof shifts when you have that registration.
Okay.
So it's all legal. The registration piece is where the protection becomes elevated legally. Whereas when you put copyright on something, when you put it on a piece of paper and you say all rights reserved, copyright on your internet and all that, that's good, but that doesn't have the backing of that public notice. When you register at copyright.gov, you put the public on notice.
Oh, okay.
It belongs to me. And the wrongdoer can't say, oops, I didn't know. Oops, I didn't know.
Okay. I understand that. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. Good question. Great question. All right. Can you please unpack what procedures and processes to have in place in business? Sure. Okay. Procedures and processes in place in business. It's very simple. Anybody that's going to create or produce any work for you, tell them that you want to know where that work came from. You don't want to be signing off on work or publishing any books or writings or papers saying this is my original work or this is my story when an editor or a co-writer or ghostwriter produced it for you. Okay, number one. Number two, it's just ethical and good to put it out there that you're using AI when you're using AI, okay? Number three, I've seen people like when they're coaching people, they'll go on AI and pull information up. When a client asks a question, they'll go to AI and pull the information up and read them something off of AI, right? Is that wrong? No, nothing is wrong with that. But is it the best practice? I think best practice is to tell the client, hey, listen, you can go to AI and pull up an answer to that and get your thoughts, okay? So I would put those kind of things in place. You just want to be known, you want to establish your company with credibility so that when people talk to you, work with you, or come to you, they know that they come into a trusted source. Was that helpful? Did I answer that question? All right, okay. All righty. And all of a sudden I'm dusting off my I showed this to someone today. I'm dusting off. This was the book that I wrote years ago called Business Ethics, Developing Analytical and Critical Thinking Skills. This was the third edition when I was teaching at Kennesaw State University. It's probably out of print now. They used it for years when I created the business law and ethics courses. I don't talk about that a whole lot, but I'm beginning to talk about it a little bit more as we move forward out here in this space of law and intellectual property and things. So folks, I know that this area of intellectual property law is evolving, and I am extremely excited about it. Matter of fact, I've joined some legal networks, and I'm in connection with some law firms that are on the cutting edge of this thing. And so I am like sharpening my, just being sharpened, because here's one thing I want everybody to know. The world has gotten faster. Follow me? I mean, stuff is fast now, okay? And money is attracted to, type it in the chat box. Money is attracted to speed, okay? Speed. And it's so important to know and to be on the cutting edge. So with that in mind, I've created a network, okay? I've created a network, and I'm calling it the Bestseller Overnight Artificial Intelligence Legal Updates, okay? Bestseller Overnight Artificial Intelligence Legal Updates, okay? And I want to give you an opportunity. I'll tell you about it, and I won't offer it like this but one time, and then I'm going to be on to something else. But this is going to be your chance. If I can get to where if I can get my screen to work here. All right, here we go, right here. Where do I have it at here? Here we go. Let me tell you about it, okay? All right, I'm going to share my screen, and you'll see it. And you can just let me know if you have any interest. If you're not, I won't feel bad. I mean, I won't be happy, but I won't feel bad about me. This is the way you do an offer, folks. It's called the Bestseller Overnight Breakfast Club. Okay, so you see the price. It should be down at the bottom. This is a 6-month membership term. Join the Bestseller Overnight Breakfast Club for monthly meetings, AI legal updates for writers, important updates, access to helpful resources, share, and disclose AI and IP topics with members, live broadcast with me. I'm gonna be doing this for 6 months. 6 months. This is a 6-month term, and it's only $497. And by the way, those of you who signed up for VIP, you're gonna get a copy of my new book that has not been published yet, on copyright law. Okay, so that's going to be an awesome bonus. You'll be getting that. I'll drop that in the inbox for you. Okay, all right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm going to drop that link in there for anybody that's interested. Okay, you won't see that price again. And can I tell y'all, I have been awakened on the value of all of this stuff, the value of the stuff that I teach and share. I have come alive to this stuff, and it's something that's going to really could really help you. So I want to encourage you to stay current on all this stuff. Okay. All right. So I'm telling you, I'm going to drop a link, and I don't see the link. All right. So I'll send it to you later. Okay. Any other questions before we close out? Unless any of those of you who have questions.
Yes, one question there.
Sure. All right. I'm all ears.
Are there any tips with using AI to help develop a short ebook that you would just give it away for lead generation?
Oh yeah. The tip for that would be I would first off, you are the authority, right? So if you ask AI to give you a system or a process or steps in order to accomplish this or to accomplish that, you take those steps, process, and systems, and then begin to have a worksheet component or a component at the end of each step to where you share and engage with your reader and help them to get a result. I think is genius. That's part of the faster way of moving and the faster way of doing things now is for you to be able to utilize AI in that way. That's definitely a practical way to use AI. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All righty. Okie dokie. All right. Just a moment here. Let me see here. I'm still looking around here. All right. Okay. I don't see my link. All right. Okay. I don't think I finalized my link. All right. If you're interested in the network, let me know. But I can just tell you now that that I'm offering that this time. And if you're interested, let me know. I'll get it up and send it to you. And it will be great value. All righty. If there are no other questions, I would love to hear your biggest takeaways. Let's go. I want to hear from everybody. Okay, everybody that's still here. What was your biggest takeaway or the biggest aha for you tonight? Coach Irma, we're going to start with you. How about that, ma'am? You don't mind? Unmute. If you unmute, you're muted.
Oh, my biggest takeaway would be with the AI, with the being able to use it for your leads, and with AI, the fact that at this time we can't get, well, generally speaking, we can't get sued for it, and to try and be as original as possible. I would say that was my biggest takeaway in everything that you do. Try and be as original as possible.
Awesome. Very good. Next, Larry, biggest takeaway. Larry, then come down to Carnell, and then we're going to go straight across.
The biggest takeaway for me was you gave great advice, and I know this, but I don't practice it, where you said, make sure that you originate the document if you're working with a team, because I do that a lot. I create a folder, I put my documents out there and ask people to submit them as well, but then I'm using them. And it's a good reminder that I need to source that myself. I need to take care of it so that content is mine.
I felt that
Thanks.
pain before. Yeah. Carnell, good deal. Good point.
biggest takeaway was how to leverage AI as a tool and not rely on it as 100% for content and just stamp your name on it.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Awesome. Awesome. It's a tool. It's a great tool. I use AI every day. I use AI to negotiate family matters. How to deal with a sister that's, ain't so spiritual. Yeah, and man, it gives me some great stuff. It say, be considerate. Remember when you weren't so spiritual. Now, if you're going to ask AI for spiritual stuff, you might want to say Jesus and tell it Bible. I want Jesus. I want Christian. I want Bible. Don't give me none of this, pie in the sky. All right, okay. Coach Caroline, you up next. Then Coach Jeanette, you're up after that. Coach Caroline, biggest takeaway.
Hi, I think it's just for me, it just really clarifies a lot of things that have been on the edge of my consciousness and I haven't really thought about too much. It's nice that you brought it all to light, and I got 3 pages of notes. So thank you very much.
Oh boy, hey, you remind me of this. Okay, so in every family, there are always high achievers and low achievers. Low achievers don't like high achievers, and high achievers get annoyed with low achievers. And guess what? In families, that'll make you pray. All right, okay. Coach Jeanette, you're up next.
Hi, Dr. Fred. A lot of great tips, but what stuck out to me most and what you said is build and protect.
Yeah, build and protect. Yeah, as you go. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Very good. Build it and protect it. Coach Phillips, and then we're going to our friend Stacy Myers in New York. Coach
Hello,
Phillips.
everyone. Thank you, Dr. Fred. You always 100x it. Thank you. What I got is, if you're working with a team, always ask them the source of what they're bringing, just to make sure. And then we can really overprotect, but when you make the content original or you tweak it a bit, it becomes yours, really. And when it's your story, nobody can say you're copywriting them. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Coach Stacy.
Hey, it was a few points.
I want to hear them all. No, give them to me.
I loved when you went over a writing versus writing. That was a lot more clarification for me, because I was getting it turned around in my head in terms of, okay, if AI is doing all this writing for me, what do I have to do? So as you went on, then you explained, if I give AI the information, then I still own my content. So thank you for the clarification. And also about the owning the document as the owner. That was great. And the last one is the title points to the definition and the subtitle is the how-to of the journey.
So that's so good. That's so good. Y'all, I'm gonna go back. I'm learning to go back and watch my stuff. Okay, I'm learning. I'm beginning to watch stuff that I do so that I can learn back from what I get. Okay, so I want to give y'all just a little bonus stuff here that someone got great value from this, and I'm like, okay, I'll share this with you as your lanyard before you go for tonight. Whenever you find yourself in a fight can be any type conflict. And if you stay in business any length of time, you're going to get into a fight. After you get into the fight, next step I want you to take is get the facts. If you cannot get all the facts, fill in the blank with something positive. Fight, facts. After you get all the facts, then release your faith. Whatever your faith is, release your faith. Fight, get the facts, release your faith, and guess what's going to follow? Your feelings will follow. How did I learn that? Got in a fight with my family. I sent y'all that email out there today. I almost got in a fight. That was a real fight. That wasn't just to get you to open the email. Y'all,
Thank you very much, because I'm in the middle of one with mine.
Yeah.
I said, thank you very much. I'm in the middle of one with mine right now.
Get the facts, get all the facts. If
Oh,
you
I
don't-
got the facts now. I just haven't prayed over them.
Okay, release the faith, release the faith, release the faith, and watch the good feelings will follow. Okay, forgiveness will help you to feel better. Forgiveness will help you to feel better. Okay, everybody, I am just glad. It sounds like everybody got great value. This has been just awesome. And I think, y'all think so? Everybody feels good? How would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10? Put it in the chat box. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being just, 10 being a 10. Okay, give me your ratings in the comment box. I won't look right now, but I will look, okay? Okay, so give me your ratings, 1 to 10. Or if someone's got something, I'm looking, let's go, keep going, 1 to 10, just put a number in the chat box and we'll go from there, righty? And as you can see, I'm kind of like not wanting to let y'all go, but I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. It's about 8:15. This has been a great session and glad you all were here, okay? Glad you got value. All righty. That's going to conclude our presentation. You gave us the type notes. Okay, all right, okay, yeah. Well, that's the transcription, right?
All right, Jeanette, that was a good one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, hey, listen, guys. Love all of you all. I'll see you around on the internet. I'm here for you. Let's all stay connected and let's keep doing great things out there. You all are very, very impressive people. Love y'all. God bless. Have a good day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Dr. Fred.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.